Well, hello there. Welcome to Craft with Kathie. I'm going to take a moment and share this with my VIP group. If you are not in my VIP group but would like to be privy to additional videos, tutorials, and inside information, just comment VIP and I will send you the link. I made this flip sign a couple months ago. And on one side it says Happy Easter. It stands up like this and you can flip it. And the other side says Happy Spring. And I am going to remove the Happy Easter and put something a little bit more generic and a little more summertime-like on it. So I'm going to show you how I do that. All I'm going to do is spritz it with a little bit of water. I want to make sure I try and be careful not to get my frame wet, because there's no reason to get my frame wet. This is used on one of our couture surfaces, so it's kind of like chalkboard, if you will. And yes, it's been up a little round a little bit. I've dropped it off the entry table a couple times and whatever, so it's obviously not a new frame. So I just spritz it with a little water, and I'm going to use my board scraper and my board eraser to clean off the image so that I could put something new on. And my new thing is called Welcome to Our Patch. It will be released within the next couple days. It is very, very sharp. And I'm going to show you a couple different ways to use it over the next couple days. Now, I switched my mind from using Dear Diary to Sage for the wording on here. So if you think maybe I should switch to Dear Diary, which is kind of like a rosy brown, if that makes any sense, let me know what your thoughts are on that. Our chalk paste is removable from many surfaces. Obviously, yes, it's removable from chalkboard, also dry erase board, metal, mirror, glass. Wood, not really, because wood is very porous and will absorb the pigments. So I've just spritzed this with a little water, and I did use the paste that I have on here is our gold nominee, and it's not even a shimmer, it's gold metallic. And actually, that's going to take a little bit more to get off of this surface because of the nature of the chalk paste than some of our other colors. But that's okay. It'll work. Don't worry about it. We're fine. I'm just kind of getting the top excess off. Usually I don't use a board eraser, but this has obviously been on here for a number of months. So I thought, let me just use the board eraser to speed the process up a little bit. I could obviously have just walked away and let this sit for a bit and then come back. And sometimes I don't use my little tools, I just use paper towels, and that's fine too. It really depends what works for you, what paste pigment you've got on it, and how long it's been sitting. So this is a board eraser that I've used before. It's I don't know what to, it's kind of like a spongy texture. It is specially formulated to work with our boards. And I am just going to, I was going to wipe that up a little bit. I probably should have with paper towel, but I'm just going to let my board eraser soak up that water. This is not going to get all of it off yet. Oops, I've got some drippies. I don't want it dripping to the other side. I'll just spin this around again. Let me wet my board eraser a little bit more here. Now the board eraser was created to get rid of any ghosting in our chalkboards, but I find it also helps really to remove the chalk paste. Ghosting is when you've wiped it off with paper towel, you've used the water and wiped it off with paper towel, and you could still see a vague, like a ghosting of the image. You could still see a little bit of it. And if it doesn't take it off the first time, just wet it and go over it again. It will come off. Don't panic. Our chalk paste is water soluble, so cleanup's easy. see some of the leaves that were with the nominee, the gold paste, are a little bit more challenging. But seriously, it doesn't require a lot of elbow grease either, because I'm not the strongest of people, persons, whatever. Okay, let me clean up my sides a little bit here. I've got one little spot on here that I could see that I want to clean up right here. Oops. Yeah, sometimes these bounce away on me. So let me just go back over that. Do it again. I should have probably rinsed that board eraser before I used it, because it did have some chalk paste on it. Let me try the other side. Get my edges here. I think I can see a little bit of ghosting right there. Oops, I'm making this flap around, aren't I? Maybe red wasn't my best side to be using. Okay, almost done with this. I think I've got it all. Okay, so I'm just drying this off, and then it's ready to use. I'm gonna make sure I don't have any water underneath, because I don't want to ruin the other side of my sign. Okay, so this is good to go. Ready to go, ready for the next image. And that's what's so cool about so many of our surfaces, and being able to remove the paste from them and reuse the surface when you tire of it. Either change up your decor for the seasons, change it up for a holiday. I mean, it's so easy. And then if you're reusing something, it's economical, obviously, but it also requires less storage space. I don't have a lot of storage space here, and this lets me to kind of change my, give a little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say energy. Brighten up, change things up a little bit. Doesn't have to be a major redo or major decorating task, just a little bit to kind of speak to the season or speak to the mood that you're in, right? Sure easier to change a piece of decor than to move the furniture around, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I need to cut this transfer apart. There's many pieces on it, many pieces to it. And this is called Welcome to Our Patch. And I think this will make a nice greeting on the entryway table. Sorry, I'm just kind of got the laptop in the way. Okay, so I'm not going to use the words to our home, but I could very well use the words to our home when I do it again, because I have a feeling I'm going to be using this multiple times. And instead of using the scissors to cut my stencil and its backer apart, I'm just kind of like scoring or going over it with the blade of the scissors, because I don't want to cut the piece on the back. You could cut the piece on the back. I used to, and then I found that I like all of our stencils or transfers come in a cellophane envelope, and I like putting everything back in the envelope, putting it back on its little backer sheet and hanging them up. So by not cutting it up, all the little pieces are on one solid backer, and I get a whole view of the entire stencil or transfer every time I go shuffling through them in my little armoire. And yes, I'm going to use a strawberry here instead of the leaf. Whoops. Would help if I kept on the cut line. Yes, I've been using my scissors on things other than our stencils, and I know I shouldn't. I used it opening up a box the other day. Not my brightest move, right? Sometimes you just grab what's handy. Okay, let's see. I have this totally cut apart. Our stencils or transfers, I interchange the word, basically the same, are made out of silkscreen and vinyl. I always have a little thread of the silk screen at the ends that I need to cut. Oops, I might have a little bit more here. Bear with me. Obviously, I have to flip scissors. I probably shouldn't be using this one, or maybe clean the blades. Our scissors, because our transfers are adhesive back, they have like a coating on the blade, which causes them not to gum up from cutting it, which is really nice. But me probably opening up an Amazon box probably didn't do well for the blades. Okay. Generally, if you just put your finger over the edge, like your thumb over the edge, and pull it up, you can lift your stencil. It'll pull away. Yeah, the scissors didn't do the best job here for me, did it? I hope you're having a great weekend. We're headed for a storm shortly. I was like, okay, let me try and go live before that storm hits, because last thing I need is the power going out. And the power really doesn't go out often around here, but it has on some of my lives. Oh, I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny, right? Okay, this is going to be a little close on this surface, and I know it, but that's okay. I'm going to make it fit. And flip this over because I want to do it on this side. And before I could actually start chalking, I want to fuzz my transfer or my stencil. And what that means is I'm going to deliberately apply a little bit of lint to the back of it so that it doesn't stick quite so snugly. I just realized there's another piece that I have to pull out, because I'm not gonna say to our home. I'm going to say to our patch. Kind of like strawberry patch, right? And I picked up a little piece of fabric there, or thread. Let me get that out of the way. And let me place this. Oops. Now it's close. I might lose a little bit of the welcome. No, I think I'm fine. Oops. Just a bit of it. It's fine. I can live with that. So I'm going to do the wording, or the welcome, in the sage. Let me just get started with that. I'm going to scoop a little paste up from my container. I don't want this rocking back and forth on me. There we go. And just slide it over the silkscreen area with this little squeegee that I have. We have squeegees in lots of different sizes depending upon the project. And I want to make sure that I do not get any chalk paste on the leaf over here, because I'm going to put a strawberry there instead of a leaf. And I don't want to get any paste on the words "to our home," because I'm going to put "to our patch" there instead. Now, this is fine. If I do get chalk paste where I don't want to, I could just wash it off, just like I removed the Easter image that was here before. So no harm, no foul if I do make a little mistake. It's easy enough to correct. And you'll see how quickly this comes together. It really is so simple to chalk. Drop me a line. Let me know if you're an experienced chalker or if this is new to you. The first time I saw it, I was dumbfounded, especially when they made a mistake, wiped it off, and fixed it. I was like, whoa, way easier than paint. The history of the company is very interesting. The founder actually discovered whatever, and purchased some very large chalkboards that she thought she could put in her apartment and decorate. And that's exactly what she did. But along the way, she experimented, and eventually our proprietary chalk paste was created. and things evolve to more designs or additional designs or whatever, and actually the products were sold at like craft fairs initially. Okay, so I've removed any excess paste. We kind of removed any lines here. I'm going to put the excess paste, take it off my squeegee, stick it back in my jar. I know that lid looks pretty disgusting. Okay, now I'm going to peel and reveal. I'm going to lift it up slowly, so if I miss something or if there's something amiss, I could go back and fix it. I don't like how my E is looking here, so I am going to go back over that. I might have had a little fuzz underneath it or something. We'll see if this fixes it. Yeah, much better. I just saw a couple white dots there that I wanted to remove. Okay. So let me put this aside to dry. Hey, Deb. I am making a little welcome sign. How are you doing? I just dropped that right on the floor. Let me kind of stick it to my table so I could go wash it when I'm done. You having a good weekend? Let me grab my little strawberry that's going to substitute for the letter O here. I need to fuzz that, obviously. Let me get this out of the way. And I missed a piece off this transfer that I have to come back and get. Okay, so let me fuzz this so that it's ready to go. And actually, I might cut that other little piece off while this is drying, just so that I don't smudge anything. I've got this fuzzed. I'm going to put it on a side, cut the other little piece out while this dries. If I wanted to hurry that up, I could use our drying tool. Our drying tool is, it looks like, oh, I can't think of what they're called. Kind of where you melt embossing powder. It is not at all. We don't want something that hot. It's more for focused air, kind of like a barely warm air, and it dries our paste very quickly. Okay, let me cut this out, being that I forgot to do it. Oh, and I should show you the other little things that you could substitute for the letter O here. This is really a versatile transfer. We've got an acorn. An acorn, a pumpkin, looks like part of a pine branch, a pine cone, a heart, and then of course the strawberry. Did I get everything? And then there's this design. I'm going to take the wordings to our patch, and I'm probably going to do that before the strawberry. Bear with me. I've just got not a lot of room to groove here right now. I'm trying to be quiet. My dog is sleeping. She hasn't felt well, and she's just snoozing here, which is good. And I lifted up the heart with this. Let me set that down. Okay. I think I'm going to do the lettering underneath first before I do the strawberry, just to give that welcome a chance to dry. I do have my drying tool out, but I think I can work around it. Kind of hard to talk over the noise. It's not outrageously loud, but it's you know, it's a dryer, so it does make a little bit of a racket. Okay, get this back over here. So I'm going to put down a 2R patch. I want to see how this fits. And I'm going to be very careful that I don't lay it over anything that I've talked just yet, because I know it's still wet, which I probably should wait. Do as I say, don't do as I do here, you know? Now, if I wasn't live, I could just leave this set for a few minutes and come back to it. Our paste will generally dry in 5 minutes. If it's one of our shimmers or metallics, they take more like 8 minutes. A little bit depends on the humidity. It's a little humid here. I don't know if you could quite see what I'm doing, but I've got it all covered. I went off the transfer here. I just made an oops, and I'll show you it in a second. Okay. See where I went right off the edge? Silly me. Let me grab a paper towel, wet it, and clean that up before I continue. And get this out of my way. Well, our paste is wet. It obviously is very easy to remove. How simple and easy was that? Okay. I'm looking to see if it's dry. It's not quite dry yet. Oh, maybe it's okay. Okay, let me fuzz that strawberry, and then I'm going to be using our Bite Me and our Scout for the red and the green of the strawberry. Let's see how that looks. I think that'll be fine. I'm just going to press gently where the silk screen is to get that to adhere. I don't want to really be pressing on the letters because I don't want to lift them up. And they might be a teeny bit damp. Isn't this a beautiful red? And it's got a little shimmer to it, which I thought would be kind of nice. Oh yes, a beautiful, beautiful red ripe strawberry, right? Now I'm using my multi-tool here to get into the smaller, closer areas. Lifting up the excess, and I want to get into close to the leaves. I need to be careful. I do have my detail tool out here too in case I need that. Actually, I think I am going to grab the detail tool. Detail tool has a much tinier squeegee on the end of it, and will let me get into tighter areas. I could go a little bit over the teal area because the paste doesn't go through the teal area. Scoop some more paste up. And it's okay to move your surface around to get what you need to. It's perfectly fine. I've got a lot of excess paste here that let me scoop it up. There we go. I'm going to lift off the excess here again. put it back into the jar. A little bit of paste goes a long way. Let me clean my little detail tool here. Instead of using the squeegee is what I was going to say. And get my Scout paste. This was our color of the month, I think, for June, and I haven't even used it yet. Oh my goodness, look at that beautiful green. Okay. So, I'm going to do my leaves. Nice deep green, a little bit lighter than a regular strawberry leaf, but that's okay, I think. I'm going to be careful not to run into my red there. I really am more comfortable with the multi-tool than with the detail tool. So I'll probably switch back as soon as I get right up to that strawberry. I think it's going okay. Maybe I'll just stay with it. I'm going to make sure I have all the silk screen covered. Okay, let's do peel and reveal. If I have a problem, I could always lay it down and redo it. Oh, that is adorable. Needed to clean my fingers because I just stuck my finger into some paste. And of course the red paste, right? That's me. Welcome to our patch. Oh, I think this is sweet, summery, perfect for the entryway. I like the way the sage looks. It's light. I was afraid it might be too light, but I think this really is a nice combo of colors. What do you think? I'm going to set this aside to dry and obviously cap up my jars of paste. Our paste comes in these 3-ounce jars and also in individual packets. So if you don't do a lot of chalking, the individual packets are probably more what you would want to have. I do have a video or two that shows you how to use them so that you could take the excess paste and use it for another project. The packets, generally, I can get 2 to 3 or more projects out of an individual packet. So that works out great. And if you're a person who does a lot of crafting and you really need to try chalking because it is a lot of fun and it's very quick and easy. But we also have a perks program perfect for the crafter that allows a perks member to get 30% off of all of our products, 30% off the retail of everything for a monthly fee of $20. Once that monthly fee is paid, it's immediately refunded in the manner of a $20 credit. That's good for 30 days. So it really is a cool way to cut your expenses down. If you're a sign maker, try chalking. You are going to love it. It is so much easier. No weeding. There's a lot of customization that you can do. You can mix and match your stencils or transfers. It really is a blast. Any questions, drop them in the comments. July 1st was Chalk Couture's 7-year birthday. So they're 7 years old, and as a thank you to us, they're offering anyone who places a $70 or more order 20% off. So check that out. If you have any questions, drop me a comment or send me an email, whatever. I'm happy to answer any questions and help in any way that I can. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. I will see you soon.